In this video we're going to find out how the first writing was actually a big game of Pictionary, and what this has to do with holy supermarkets. Let's go! As we know from this video, and this video, we humans have been writing for over 5,000 years, which is actually hardly any time at all compared to the 300,000 years or so our species has been roaming the Earth. As you also know, about 12,000 years ago, we humans started farming, which meant lots more people could live together and stay put in one place. Towns and cities and civilizations grew, and instead of hunting and gathering in small groups, people planted and harvested their food. Lots of this food was grain, which is the kind of food that can be saved for later. So when there was a big harvest, it was stored in huge stone buildings so people could come and pick it up when they needed it. A bit like supermarkets now, but they were temples. Not only were ancient supermarkets very holy places, but the shopkeepers were the priests, the powerful leaders of society. In some societies, the word for government was the same as the word for granary, the place where grain is kept, because the main job of rulers, of the first governments, was making sure that everyone got fed. This involved keeping track of who was owed what food and beer, and who had taken what, and what was still left in the temple store. This was incredibly tricky before writing or numbers had been invented, so they quickly got on and invented writing and numbers. You who've watched this will know, the ancient Sumerians were the first to do this over 5,000 years ago in what is now Iraq. They kept track of stock in their holy supermarkets by making symbols with little wedge marks using a reed on wet clay tablets. They made special symbols for numbers, and for words they used little pictures to represent things like grain, or beer, or a person, or the land. So reading and writing was really just a big game of Pictionary. Someone drew a word, or a thing, and everyone else had to guess what word or thing the picture represented. Over time, the pictures got more and more simplified as leaders tried to find quicker and easier ways of writing. This allowed people to go from keeping stock of food to writing elaborate stories like the Epic of Gilgamesh. But there were some limits to the Sumerians' Pictionary style of writing. Watch part 2 to find out what, and to meet some ancient Egyptians and Phoenicians.